Okay, let's have a look at some text editing and page layout software. I think everybody's familiar with Microsoft Word. It's the basic text editor that most computers have. And using it is pretty self-explanatory. It's pretty easy. And you can just open Word and carry on typing. Headings go here, and you can change. It's got some default formatting, so let's call it heading 1. You can even make it bigger. I can change colors, all the basic stuff. Then we have some text, and if we want, we can insert pictures. Get a picture from file, and you can just import image here. And let's say that we want to wrap text around the picture, and the text will just flow around your image. So you can just right click on it and go wrap text, top and bottom, behind text. We can put the image behind if you want. So you can make a background from the image as well. And you can just give it a squarer text wrapping if you want to. So Microsoft Word, that's the basic tool you can use to start writing your book. Now, since everything is moving online, we will look at Google Documents. Because Google Documents are free, anybody can use them. So let me just switch to Google Documents here. The address is docs.google.com, and you can just sign up and get a free version of this. So let's start a blank page. And again, we have some heading goes here, and you can just highlight it and say, okay, well, this is not a normal text, it's a title or it's a heading. So that's my heading here. Let's add my text. This is from Alice in the Wonderland, by the way. And I've got my text here. Now if I want to insert image, we can search the web, we can upload image from computer. So we will do that. Let's pick an image here. There we go, that's a nice one. It goes nicely with the text. And that's my picture. And you can see you got these buttons at the bottom that tells us how the text will wrap around the image. So that's the same thing you have as in Word, and you can change margins. So you can make it tighter or wider depending on how you like it. You can also say that the image will move with text, or it will fit, it will stay in the same place where you put it. So that's our Google Documents. You can do all the stuff that you can with Word. So you can make the text bold, you can make it italics, you can make it underlined if you want to, and you can also change the color of the text. If you want, you can add links. So you just highlight the text and go insert link, and it will put a link in here. You can see that Google is quite smart. It knows that the text is from Alice in the Wonderland, and it just puts in the link for us. Now you can share the document if you want to. You can get a unique link, and everybody with the link will be able to open your document. Now to get it out, you would want to download the page, the document, either as Word, or it might be better to download it as a PDF. Because when you save it to PDF, people can't change it as easily, and anybody can open it. If you save it in Word, people on mobile phones or tablets might have trouble opening your file. So then you just save your document, and Google Documents will save all the changes automatically. You don't have to worry about saving it on your drive. So that's your Google Documents. You can see we've got our page here. And you can also use other tools from Google. You've got Sheets for spreadsheets, slides, for presentations, and we have forms as well if you want to collect some forms from people. So that's the crash course in text editors. Now we will look at some page layout software as well. Okay, so let's look at some cover options. You can carry on writing your text, your book, quite easily in Word or Google Docs, but when it comes to graphics for the cover, you might want to try a different tool. And the first one that comes to mind is Canva. Canva is an easy-to-use online editor for creating graphics. The basic version is free, so you can just sign up and start using it. You can see once you log in, you can type in what you want to design. So if I want a book cover, I will just type in book cover. And Canva will come up with some options. So let's say I want a vintage book cover. And you have some templates here that Canva will give you. You click on any of these as a starting point, or you can start with a blank one. Let's say that I want a different type of book cover. So let's go for a more modern one. You can see that we've got some new templates, and let's just pick one. For example, this one. So we just double click on it and it will open in a new tab. You can see you've got your template here, and you can easily change the title. Let's change your name. And it's made from a photo and a background and some text. You can move this block around. If you want to, you can double click on the text and it will highlight. So you can select a piece of text and you can give it a different color. And Canva will actually look at the photos that you have on the page and it will suggest colors that will match the photo. So you keep the color palette of your graphics consistent. Let's say I want to change the photos. I'll just click on the photo here and switch on the left-hand side on photos. And you can type in whatever photos you're looking for. So let's type in travel. And you get all these photos related to your keywords that you just put in. So I'll just blow this one in there. And you just drag and drop the photo on your page. If you double click on it, you can reposition it wherever you want it. And you can also make it bigger. So that's my photo here. I'm happy with that. And let's just reposition these elements. I'll put the name at the bottom and the title. Just put that down a little bit. You can even go this way. So that's that. And I would like the photo to be slightly visible. So I will just click on this black rectangle and change the transparency of it. So you can change it so it will give you a background behind the text, but also you can see the photo behind. So you can do something like this. And of course, let's change the color of the name. See, now Canva looked at the photo and it decided we've got different colors. So I've got different color options here. So I can just change my colors in my title to keep the color palette consistent. And I don't really want this thing here, so I can just delete it. So there you go, you've got your book cover. And now you can click on download and Canva will suggest the best format for you. So in this case, it will be a PDF. You can also download JPEG image or a PNG image. And if you do videos in Canva, it will also download in a video format. So that's your book cover here. Let me just download it in a JPEG. And if you want to put some more text, you can just use these tools on the left-hand side. And you can do anything in Canva. It's basic, but it's easy to use. Let's just say that I will try a new design. And let's go for Instagram post. So we have some templates here you can use as a starting point. I'll just use a blank one. And Instagram is all about photos. So let's go to photos. I'll pick the photo that we just used. Here we go. That's my photo here. Let's reposition this girl. And let's give it some text. So we'll click on the text tab and you've got some templates here. You can just pick one and it'll put the text on your page and you can resize it. And this is a group of 2 text blocks, so you can right click on it and go ungroup and you can edit it. And let's just type it. Record of my wild travels. There you go. And you've got a post. And in here, if I click on download, Canva will say that I can download it as PNG file or a JPEG file. So just download it and you can use it on your Instagram, for example. So that's Canva. And as you can see, I use Canva for all my Instagram posts and all my Instagram templates. So here is a file with 100 of them. These are all templates that I've created for my clients. They come with the social media master plan and they're just designed to give you a head start when you do your promotion, when you start working on your social media. So you can just use these to save time on your posts. Now let's have a look at InDesign. This is a professional tool. It's part of the Adobe Creative Suite. And if you're really serious about doing graphics, Adobe Creative Suite is basically the #1 software you can get. It's not cheap. It costs about $60 a month, but it comes with a whole lot of programs that you can use for anything creative. These are all the apps for Adobe Creative Suite. So you've got Photoshop for editing photos, Illustrator for vector graphics, you've got Acrobat for working with PDFs, InDesign is a page layout software. Then we have Adobe Premiere for editing videos, After Effects for video effects, Dreamweaver is for building web pages, and Audition is for editing and recording sound. So we will look at InDesign here. So this is InDesign. Let's create a new page. Let's use landscape page here. So InDesign works in layers. It works in frames and layers. The learning curve is a bit steeper there. It will take some time to get used to it. But for the page layout, it's the best software available. So let's just say that I have my page here. I'll just give it some background. So I'll put a blank frame here for the background and I'll fill it with some color. So let's say that this is the color that I want. And then we will put some text in here. So first we need a title. So just drag a rectangle here. That's a blank frame. And I'll change to my text tool and click in this frame and say this is a title. And let's say that we want these characters to be different font. This is a title. There we go. It's my big bold title. You can change color of this title as well. You can either define swatches, which are colors that you use repeatedly in the same document, or you can just click on color here, change this to CMYK, and let's say that we want this blue. So just hover over the blue color here. Okay, now we need some text. So let's say that I want the text here. And I will just paste my text that I've copied from my book. And this doesn't really look that great, so let's split it in columns. On here I will just say that it's 3 columns. And I want them a bit more apart with 10mm gap. So that's my text here, and because InDesign is a page layout software, it has the best options for working with text. So you can change your justification, make it nice and justified if you want to. Then we can say that we want to have a line after each paragraph, so just increase lines after paragraphs. And because we don't want this to be too boring, we'll just add a picture as well. So I'll put a frame here. This is my new frame. And I'll place some image inside. I'll just use this one. And now the picture is quite big. It's bigger than my frame. So just click here and go fit content to frame. And here we are. Here is my picture in the frame. And it sits on top of the text, so I'll need to wrap the text around. So let's just change the text wrap. And you can see we've got different options how the text will wrap. We'll just change to the wraparound object. And I want 3mm. And now you can see that anywhere I move this, the text will wrap around my picture. So that's my text. If you add another page, let's say that I want to add a new page. And I will just let the text flow over to the next page, to this frame here. You can see that the text actually ends here, and I've got this little red plus. It means that the text is overflowing my frame. So I'll just click on this plus and drag it onto the new frame. And now it still goes too long, so I'll just create a new one. And that's my new frame with the rest of the text. So this is InDesign. Obviously, these are just very basic introduction to it. But let me just show you what else is possible. So here is my social media master plan, which has about 57 pages. And you can see these are all my pages here. And InDesign works in layers. So it's really good if you have one document and you need, let's say, multiple layers or multiple text versions, or you want to separate text from images. You have these layers. So in this case, I've got all these layers, and each represents a different kind of content. And you can just turn these layers off however you need it. So that's your blank page. Here is my background. Here are the background blocks. This is the content. Here are the images. The little legend that I have for the calendar. Now we add the calendar grid. And finally the days. And some affiliate instructions. So you can turn this on and off as you need it. Obviously you can see the frames if you don't want those frames to bother you. You just turn on the overprint preview and the frames will disappear, and this is what the page will actually look like. You can print it, you can export it to PDF or JPEGs. It's up to you, it depends what you need to do with it. The good thing about InDesign is that it's designed for printing for press production. So if you're actually working on a book that will be printed, all the hassles that usually come with working in Word, they're not here in InDesign. Here is another example. It's PDF with a recipe that we have been working on. That's the front page of the recipe. And here is a back page. And you can see we have image here. The image has been clear cut, so there is no white background behind the image. I can just move it as I need it. And obviously I can edit the text as I need as well. So you can do quite a lot in this. It's very professional. So when it comes to your own document creation, you might want to start with Word or Google Documents to write your own text. Then I would suggest run it through Grammarly editor for a spell check. And regarding your book cover or your graphics, either you can use Canva or you can get some graphic artist to design your artwork for you. And if you want to get really professional, really down to it, and if you want really professional output, then you can look at InDesign. In the next session, we will look at some video editing, audio editing, and we will also check out other useful resources that you can use to get quality photos and other materials.